If I were to turn on opera music right now, how many of you would be okay with that? For most of us, that would not be okay, because music is beloved by all, but not all music is beloved by all. Music has many health benefits, both physical and mental, that can be increased when music is played instead of listened to. How many of you in here listen to music? That's obvious, all of us. Who doesn't love music? Now, how many of you take the time to actively play music, whether that be singing or on a musical instrument? A lot less of us. Music is what joins us all. In my survey, every single one of you had a positive reaction when talking about music. One of you in here even went as far as to say, it is the most important thing in my life. Now that is something to talk about. There are numerous ways to get involved with music, and then everyone can do it. Right. Music has many health benefits, both physical and mental. First, let's look at some of the physical. Music can extend the life of the brain, which when we're talking about the most important organ in your body, that's a pretty big deal. Troy Cook said, and singing and its effect on physical health in the brain, these enhancements, that is, the neurological plasticity gained through listening to music, suggest the potential for making music as an interactive treatment for intervention for neurological and developmental disorders, as well as those associated with normal aging. Basically, that's a lot of science talk for basically saying all the little neurons in your brain right there. As you get older, they tend to not work as well, which leads to diseases like Alzheimer's and dementia, which nobody wants. Something as simple as listening to music or taking the time to play music can extend the life of those neurons so that you can enjoy your wonderful brain power as long as you're on this earth. Music also has many benefits for your heart as well. It says, studies have found that listening to music may enable people to exercise longer, improve blood vessel function by relaxing arteries, help your heart rate and blood pressure levels to return more quickly, ease anxiety in heart attack survivors, and help people recover from heart surgery to feel less pain, anxiety, and possibly sleep better. Another thing music can do is help relieve stress. Stress is a huge factor in the lives of adolescents and well into adulthood. And stress has a huge part in hospitals. For some of you, I'm sure you've gone into surgery before, and anyone can tell you that is a scary experience for both the family members and the patient. But what we forget is that the surgeon right there is under a lot of stress as well. They are literally holding a life in their hands. In a New York study surrounding how music affects stress during surgery, it was shown that patients surrounded by silence remained hypertensive throughout the operation, while the pressures of those who listened to music came down rapidly and stayed down in the recovery room. The surgeons also showed fewer signs of stress and demonstrated higher improved performance, which for a surgeon is very important, while listening to self-selected music. Another phenomenon of music is what's called entrainment. Entrainment is when your body syncs up with the outside rhythms, which is why we all tap our feet to a heavy beat, or why you see all the band kids randomly getting in step down the hallway. Entrainment also has medical implications as well. As it says in The Power of Musical Entrainment by Jane Hart, rhythmic stimuli for cueing movement can be a useful tool in the rehabilitation of movement deficits following a cerebral stroke. When somebody has a stroke, that means that the neurons in their brain can't link up with their body parts as well, and that even though you're trying desperately to move your arm or move your leg, it just doesn't sync up anymore. And so, with musical entrainment, that constant beat that syncs everything from your heart rate to your muscles can help you improve that flow between your brain and your muscles. Musical preference also makes an impact as well, though. We were all fed the line growing up that if you want to do well on a test, and you have to study and listen to classical music. But that's just not the case. In an artery relaxation study, improvements were greater when classical aficionados listened to classical music than when they listened to rock, and vice versa. Someone who loves opera might find a soaring aria immensely calming, but quite frankly, if you don't care for opera, it'll have the opposite effect. So listen to what you love, whether that be rap music, because whatever you like will help calm you down. Music also has a lot of emotional benefits. As Salam and Creek say, an engagement in musical activities, participation in musical activities has been shown to enhance social cohesion, enjoyment, personal development, and empowerment. We all want to become better people, and we all want to find less stress in our lives. And something as simple as listening to music can do that. There's a reason that we all like to listen to music at parties or go to rock concerts together. It's something that brings us together. Another thing about music is it's a great break from your everyday life. As any student here at LHS can tell you, the classroom and the band and choir rooms have a completely different feel. At least for me, when I walk into one of those rooms, the stress of my other classes, your speeches, your tests, it all just melts away because you're there with your friends and everybody else you love. Jane Crane, the author of Rhythmic Interventions, Musical Returns, says about his practice during his time at graduate school, one of the most hard things you can do in your life. I am continuously struck by the contrast of energy, rhythm, and life between the music worlds I am now a part of and the classroom where the competitive, disembodying rasp of academic toil resides. Don't be afraid to listen to music. So next time your parents tell you to turn down that horrible music in your room, you should remind them of all the amazing health benefits that they would be turning down as well. Thank you.